What's up, everybody? I'm Dave.
I'm Mike.
And we are the hosts of The Trailer Park, which is the official movie podcast of WampaSlayer.com. We could not record an episode this week. Usually we'll just let that fly. But it's Star Wars week, and we didn't want to let that go.
And that's what we're currently doing.
It's true. We at the time of when we would normally be recording, we would be...
Would we in episode 2 right now?
What time is it?
Well, normally we record around between like
8 o'clock. Yeah, we'd be in about episode 2.
Yeah.
Just about to probably finishing episode 2, about to start Clone Wars.
That's
Which
right.
we're watching Clone Wars. But you guys, but it would normally comes out on Friday. You'll probably be you're off that day. But
Yes.
I would normally be at work.
We
when I'm on
took
vacation.
we took a double holiday for this
It's gonna
one.
be pretty good. But we just wanted to reach out. We're gonna get to the Jurassic World trailer in the next week and all that cool stuff. And the start of the end of the year and the Oscar season. But we wanted to have a real quick Star Wars episode that wasn't just about Star Wars, it was about how we feel about Star Wars. So we're going to do 3 things. First one's going to be called Rate 'em, and we want you to rate your favorite Star Wars movie. Go.
Always been Return of the Jedi for me.
And why is that?
Why? That was the one growing up, because I've seen these movies when I was little. Growing up, that was the one that could actually, besides the first one, keep me enthralled. I don't have the same respect. I didn't growing up have the same respect for Empire. I think that one, it's not one that's geared towards a younger audience.
Yeah.
When you really go back and watch it, a lot of the subtleties in that, a lot of the acting, the drama, that's not The New Hope starts off and you're like, okay, you could see younger kids watching this. You can see like 10, 11-year-olds watching this. But Empire, that's very, adult in a lot of ways.
It's true.
A lot going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it follows Lucas's idea of, the second part in the trilogy should be putting your heroes in the worst possible situation and shouldn't end happily, which Empire does not.
No.
So.
Well, I mean, no one dies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not an unhappy ending.
It's true, but
yeah, it's always been Jedi. I love Luke in that film. You're seeing him basically be he's like a gray Jedi for the beginning of his career, I guess you could call it.
Right.
But the whole I like the creatures. The Jabba stuff is cool. The Ewok stuff I've always liked, even though that's it's
very, very polarizing thing.
Yeah, it is. But I like the Ewoks, and maybe it was because I was younger. But I like the Ewok. I like Endor because it's the redwood forest. All that stuff is cool.
The bikes were cool.
Oh yeah, the speeder bikes are awesome.
For me, and I think we're pretty set on both of us falling into the original trilogy. New Hope is mine.
Yeah.
That Death Star trench run, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's pure movie magic right there.
There's some really great moments. Empire would actually be my second. Well, no.
Empire's my second.
I'm going to have to change up when we get to the next part. We recorded this a little bit and it failed, so we're having to rethink our own stuff. But I love movies when it comes to a larger story. I like the idea of the hero not quite being powerful enough. I talked about Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie.
It's a good film.
And I like the idea that Luke isn't powerful enough to challenge Darth Vader even on his own recklessly because he doesn't have any idea.
He's only a level 1 fighter at this point.
Yeah, it takes the entire party. It takes all of them to shut down the Death Star at that time. And then they get to move on to the Rebel base and all that stuff, which was really cool. And I like that idea. I would sit in front of my TV and go down the Death Star trench with him.
Well, the other thing is a friend of mine we always used to do when they go into high light speed. Mm-hmm. You always lean back.
Yeah, you always got to. I'm pretty sure we did that during our first marathon too.
Oh, I do that every time. I'm 33 years old. I'll do that. I'll do that in the theater when we see the new one. I don't care.
Lightspeed looks so good in the new movies,
they
though.
Really do.
they updated that good.
Yeah.
So we got our favorite. Why don't you rate the rest of them?
So
including Rogue One.
It's Jedi, Empire,
Jedi 1, Empire
2, New Hope 3. Now in our other recording I said differently, but now I'm actually gonna go back and I would put Force Awakens just above Rogue One.
Okay.
Even though I think Rogue One is a better film in terms of the actual film part of it. You made a good point. Watching that movie over and over again, I'd rather watch Force Awakens over and over again because there's a lot going on there. Mm-hmm. And then the original trilogy. The number 1 is the bottom. 2 and 3 you can swap around. It's gonna be 3, 2, 1.
So yeah, I actually ended up changing mine. So New Hope to start. I think Empire is my number 2, and just because I love the Yoda stuff.
It's really good.
He has such great quotes that people forget about. I just really love the Yoda stuff, and the Hoths. The Hoth is my favorite part of anything that goes with Star Wars.
Hoth is good.
Yeah.
Hoth is good stuff.
And then from there, it's gonna go Force Awakens. No, Return of the Jedi. I forgot about Jedi. Force Awakens, and then we got a visitor in set. Force Awakens, Rogue One, and then for the prequels, it's gonna go 1, 3, 2 for me, which makes you upset.
Right, because this brings us to our next point.
Next point is Jake Lloyd versus Hayden Christensen. Episode 2, Hayden Christensen. So whiny, boner-filled,
fake pair, CGI pair. That whole
the
scene.
stupid pair.
The whole thing is fake. And
You hate Jake Lloyd more than anything.
Absolutely.
In this
and
world.
all of you should too. Because Jake Lloyd, oh my God, there's so many lines in that film. And I get it. He's a Skywalker. He has to be whiny. Because there's a reason why New Hope is... There's a reason why I can't always rate New Hope very high. Because Mark Hamill does too good of a job being a whiny teenager. Like, I'm going to do... When we watch the marathon, you're going to hear me. I'm going to make fun of so many... Like, once they're flashing!
I like that he just hits them, too, though. That's the best part.
Like, shut up! Get your hands off my ship. But that's where Jake Lloyd comes into it for me. Because there's the whole, like when they're at the Watto's thing, and he's like, hit the nose!
Yeah.
And my ultimate worst line in that entire thing, now this is pod racing! And you brought up that, because you brought up before that Starfighter battle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's in that Starfighter battle. And he says, now this is pod racing. Shut up.
Yeah.
It is not.
I forgot that he says it twice.
He says it during the pod racing scene. And the pod racing scene is great if he just stays quiet.
I think that the teenage up to the fall Darth Vader story is so interesting. What leads him to fall, the idea that it has nothing to do with hate and all that kind of stuff. It was literally his attachment to his mother. I thought that was so intricately planned and so well done.
The most easily manipulated person ever.
And so ruined
by
Hayden Christensen. Jake Lloyd played a kid just fine.
No, he didn't.
He played a stupid little kid just fine.
No.
Hayden Christensen had the entirety of Star Wars to build this beautiful, this really good tragic story that would then be redeemed in Return of the Jedi. And
no, Hayden
Christensen.
I'm not saying that's the thing is. I don't want people to get me wrong. Hayden Christensen is terrible, especially in Episode 2. But Jake Lloyd kills it for me. Like the little looks on his face, he does this one a lot.
He does.
Like, have you ever seen Jingle All the Way? Garbage film. It is. It's a garbage film. It's a garbage film, Sean.
Sinbad's in that movie, though.
So is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry, but Jake Lloyd is worse.
I can't.
We'll put up. You know what we're gonna do on that day? We're gonna put up a poll.
There you go.
To the Wampus Slayer audience, right on Facebook, and see what they think is worse from the Star Wars film.
There you go. I like it.
So
he's
not worse.
He's a child, Mike.
He's a child.
So there are good child actors out there that I can watch movies with.
He's better than Hayden.
Anyways, so we're gonna round the whole thing out with I don't know what I wrote here. What's the tourist?
Twist.
What's the twist?
What a twist. What's the tourist?
I have these cool
You're a
note
tourist.
cards.
You need to learn how to read your
I
handwriting.
need to learn how to write. So with The Last Jedi coming, it is the second in the trilogy. There was no twist that I can think of in Attack of the Clones. What was it?
Attack of the Clones? You mean Force Awakens?
No. I'm talking about the second movie of the trilogy. So Empire Strikes Back, even though I don't think there's a person in this room that got to experience that as a true twist, because we all knew that
Darth Vader was...
I Am Your Father was coming. Which, by the way, so Jimmy Kimmel's interview.
I so want to figure out a way to get my kids to not know about that.
Did you happen to watch the Kimmel interview?
No.
So he's interviewing Mark Hamill, and he said that he was told that his script said, "No, Obi-Wan killed your father," and that he went through the entire thing believing that Obi-Wan was going to turn out to be the bad guy of the entire series. And he said it was the day of shooting that the director called him over and said, "This is the change we're going to make." And they said that was leaked, and that there was a tabloid that ran Obi-Wan as the big bad of Star Wars. And he was looking at it going, they got it wrong, and this is so great. So we didn't get to experience that. I don't think there was one in Attack of the Clones. Maybe the idea that they probably tried to build one with that whole clone army being built. because of the
we
Camino
actually-
saber
But
darts.
we find out who actually commissioned to have that built in the third movie,
right.
which is we find out it was the Emperor and Darth
Posing
Tyrannus.
as the other guy, yeah.
Well, no, it was Darth Tyrannus is who did it.
yeah.
It was what's his name? No, Count Dooku did it.
Yeah. But he was
Darth
posing
Tyrannus,
as that Sifo-Dyas or whatever.
Sifo
and
Dyas.
it's
Well, he
learned that
killed him.
Sifo-Dyas has
Yeah.
been dead, yeah.
Right.
Anyways, that was a dumb twist if it was a twist.
Yeah, that was.
But everybody is expecting a twist in Last Jedi, and the twist,
Force
of
Awakens
course,
had a twist.
did it? Oh, that she was the
That she was the Jedi was a big
Yeah.
twist, and also, I mean, you can I call it a twist but they kind of reveal, but the fact that Kylo Ren is a Han's kid.
is a kid, but they didn't really. They didn't
No,
hide.
they
They
don't
hid
hide
that.
it.
They hid that to audiences, but as soon as you got in the movie, they made that a staple.
Yeah, and that's
right away.
but that's kind of a twisty moment.
It's true.
But definitely the twist is because the whole time you're thinking it's John Boyega.
Yeah.
Is gonna be it because
That's true.
because you see him with a lightsaber, you
That is very
see all
true.
that, and then all of a sudden it's Rey,
Yeah.
using her Jedi powers, and
But all of the mystery is swirling around Rey's parentage.
that's gonna be the twist. Think.
I'm sure that we're gonna figure that out in this movie. Obviously nobody is saying anything, but we want to right now. We're gonna
If
throw
Tom
down.
Holland was in the movie, we'd probably know.
Yeah, we're gonna throw down on film, digital. It's digital. We're gonna throw down on hard drive our thoughts and what our predictions are going to be about who Rey's parentage is, and then you can tell us, "Hey, you were stupid," or "Hey, look at that, you're really smart because you got it right, Dave." This, I guess, technically, if one of us does get this right, this is technically spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything, or if you don't want to even have entertained thoughts about what could happen in the movie until you see it, that would be your time to shut us off.
Yes.
But Mike, you go ahead and go first. Who does number 2 work for?
Does number 2 work for? Well, here's my problem. I don't want it to be this way, but I'm pretty certain it's gonna be. She's gonna be a Skywalker,
Yeah.
and I don't really want it that way. I see that as being too obvious, but at the same time, I see that as being too obvious. Like, why would they not do it? I would like to see it as like as crazy as it might seem. I don't know if it's even possible. No, it wouldn't be, because you couldn't have Qui-Gon.
No.
He's been dead too long.
And that would be just a waste.
Obi-Wan could be. Could.
Could.
Well, if you've ever watched the Clone Wars stuff, he does fall in love with that Mandalorian.
Yeah, but she dies like 60 years before any of this ever happens.
I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying he's shown that he does.
Spoilers on Clone Wars.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, you've wasted your life. Go back and watch it. It's an amazing series. Yeah. But Obi-Wan has shown that he has veered away from his Jedi vows. So I would like for it if you're gonna have to keep it original characters, Obi-Wan would be the better choice.
Mm.
But I think it's gonna be Luke or a Skywalker. Maybe it's, as odd as it could seem. Maybe this has been a hidden kid of Han and Leia's.
I'm not gonna say Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
There's a real twist for you there.
Even though I don't think it's going to be because
you would assume that
but
they
the
would
way
have said
Leia
something.
embraces Rey so quickly,
Right.
and all that, like
It's
you
true.
think that there's some familiar, or maybe she knows who she is because she's very attuned to the Force.
Right.
I don't want it to be, but it's likely going to be a Skywalker.
I think, and this is not only Rey's parentage, but what the twist is. So at the end of the trailer, obviously, there's I need somebody to show me, and Kylo Ren lifts up his hand.
Does he though?
Well, Kylo Ren does lift up his hand, yes. Whether or not
we don't know if it's trailer.
whether or
magic,
not
though.
those two scenes are actually together, who knows? But I think that I am perfectly fine with Rey's parents being parts of the Knights of Ren, or parts of, not necessarily the Knights of Ren, but I think we're the Knights of Ren.
No.
Part of the new Jedi class that Luke was training.
Oh yeah,
And they were killed because of something Luke did. That Kylo Ren is gone down the path, down a dark path, but that that the problem was Luke, I think, is what we're gonna find out, and that will be the twist. And Luke took her to this planet and set everybody to watch over because he felt guilty, but he won't tell her the reason, and because of that, Luke is gonna end up being. They're not gonna be together in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that one.
I don't necessarily know that
because
Luke's gonna die in this movie, but I can definitely see that
Leia technically does.
something's gonna happen.
They're gonna have to kill Leia off because
Who
Carrie
knows?
Fisher's. Well, because I actually talked about this with someone recently. if you don't kill her off and then you just keep her alive in their universe, that's weird to me.
It is a little weird. I agree.
Then if she just why would she just disappear? You can always find her, right?
Yeah. Well, you gotta get the map and the droid, and
Well,
you tap him, and then 3 hours later he turns on.
He had to go through like 30 years worth of Windows updates.
It's the worst J.J. Abrams thing. Well, why did he turn on? Rather than saying because it makes more dramatic point in the story, he said, because he was off for a long time. It takes him a while to boot up. Stupid.
No, I like
Just
the I like
admit
the
it.
whole Jedi parentage or Jedi trainee parentage thing.
The difficult relationship that she will have to have
Or
with him.
Luke had a relationship with one of his students.
That would be the better way of
That it's Luke's kid, but
that
we
it's
don't know
Luke's
who the
kids.
mother
We don't
is.
know who the mother is. But then you run into I am your father territory, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
I think anything they do is
I
going
don't
to
like,
be.
like I said, I don't want it to be Skywalker, but if it's going to be, it would work well with that narrative.
Yeah.
That
Ryan Johnson is a great writer, and I can't imagine that this movie is going to be bad in
No.
any capacity.
no, I mean,
Obviously, every
Force
movie
Awakens wasn't bad.
No, but I think this is going to be better than Force Awakens. But maybe that's our prediction that we're wrong with. Who
That's
knows?
Not better than the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be. It already looks better than the Force Awakens.
It's true. But in any case, let us know in the comments below if we were right or if we were wrong, or if you just don't want to see
Share
us
your
anymore.
thoughts about how terrible Jake Lloyd is, because we all know I'm right.
If you're watching us on YouTube and you didn't like this video, hit that dislike button. Or if not,
First
Thumbs
subscribe,
up.
then do it.
yeah. Or if not, thumbs up.
It's interactions. It's all
true.
that matters.
Throws them off their game.
Yeah, is it the other way?
Oh, both are true. I have been Dave, and
Someone
you can
watched
find
it.
me on Twitter at thealien512 or Mike
At the WSMX Speaks.
at Trailer Park Cast is both of us, or at Wampa Media. Of course, you're already on Facebook.com/WampaSlayer, but if not, go there to see everything that we do normally. This is Friday, so check us out Sunday night, 8 p.m. for Wampa Slayer Live.
Well, actually, this will be Wednesday.
Well, we're going to be posting this on Friday when Trailer Park normally is posted.
Then we don't have to worry about oh, never mind.
Well, some people don't see it the night
They
of.
should.
Anyways, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.